So the other day, I was talking with someone and I started to use a bit of Zulu. He said, "Hi, man, you can't use Zulu in that accent, man. You must speak Zulu properly. I'm a Zulu. In fact, I know how to speak Zulu. You mustn't speak like that. In fact, when I'm Tswana, imagine if I start speaking Spady like that. In fact, you mustn't do that to my language. In fact." Now, this guy is a spiritualist. He's a practitioner. So what I'm going to say, I can say this to him. I may not be able to say this to a lot of people, but I said this to him. I looked at him and said, "You're speaking from a realm of ignorance." So he started to calm down a bit. I said, "I could not care less about Tswana. I did not create Tswana. Matter of fact, I didn't create this physical body that you think I am black. You think I must adhere to those things. And I could not even care less about English. You understand?" Then I said, "You think you are Zulu, but you are born in that land where people speak that language. You are not the body, you are the spirit. The spirit can adopt any language. Just like when a spirit takes birth in the body of a snake, it will behave exactly like that. But because the ego, so the ego has two parts in it, the false ego. There's true ego and there's the false ego. The false ego has two parts. There is I and my. I am Mr. Such and Such. This is my family. This is my house. This is my land. This is false. You are not the body. You are not English. You are not Chinese. You just happen to be born there. Imagine if the land China wasn't named China, was named Ponton Ponton Ponton. You probably would be called a Ponton Pontonian, right? Which is just a couple of syllables, a couple of letters between 1 and 26 letters of English. Why would you identify with that? So I told him, this is ignorance. You're not the physical body. You're not the language. Nothing belongs to you. You came here stark naked with a physical body that you don't understand. Only thing you did was to cry, drink from your mother's milk. They gave you a couple of letters to speak to make that sound to sound like that. Now you identify with it. The more you identify with that, the more you get trapped in the realm here, because that language is only usable here. This physical body is only usable here. Zulu, Tswana, English, it's only usable here. Now, there's two birds that I want to quote. One is the Manong. King Leno. Manong. King Leno. I'll find a picture of Leno and I'll tell you what it is once I remember Leno again. But it's not the hawk. It's that bird that eats carcass. I'll go online and say the bird that eats carcass. I'll show it here. Manong and a swan. Manong, just like Nch or a fly. A fly goes out, it looks for shit, right? And it eats shit, the fly. Forget, let's stick to a fly. A fly goes out, it looks for shit and it eats shit. And a bee, it looks for pollen, whatever, the flower. It looks for the beautiful thing and it makes honey. Out of the two, the other one will bite you, but then we make the best out of honey we drink, etc. So there's two types of people that come in the world. It's the one that looks for shit and the one that looks for honey, or the one that looks for flowers to make honey. So when you come here on the earth, whatever language you find yourself in, it's not important if you master it or don't master it. Whatever body that you find yourself in, whether it will contalk or it will be you'll be a great tennis player, you'll be a football player, you'll be rich, you'll be poor. I don't care what body you have. You could be beautiful, whatever body you have. That body is borrowed to you for a certain time. It will be taken away. That family that you are in, you will only be there for a certain period. Everything will be taken away. Okay? So it's not important to me. What's important is to realize, if this is the case, who is I? Who am I? And then how did I end up in this body? Why am I in this condition? That's more important to me. I could not coalesce if when I was born, I was taught Zulu. Sure, I was going to use Zulu. If I was born in that area, I was going to use it. But I was going to look for more than that. Because I can ask, how is it that the spirit is able to speak Zulu? I was going to ask that question, that how is it that it can interpret what you are saying and even understand it? I was going to ask these questions if I'm born maybe in the Zulu, because I did ask those questions even when I'm born where I'm born. So he understood that I said, you are speaking from the false ego's perspective. He can understand, but for some other people, they cannot understand. And I can understand that. And I don't make a big deal out of it because people are at different levels. When you identify, for example, with Zulu or Spedi or what English, for example, you fight for that nation. You fight for those people. But even those people amongst themselves, they fight amongst each other. They kill each other. Even amongst those people, little familyness kill each other. They destroy each other. The thing is, you are always on your own, but you don't know that because the illusion has made you believe that you need to fight for yourself. I mean, you can have an intense argument with your partner. At that point in time, your partner is not your friend, is an enemy, because you might end up killing them or they might end up killing you. You might end up fighting with each other. The same person that you used to love now becomes an enemy. Then you divorce each other and you speak ill about each other, how the other person was like this and like that, like this. From the beginning, it was always based on ignorance. What is the ignorance? I am such and such. This is my wife. This is my girlfriend. So you say somebody's your girlfriend, right? And then because this person is your girlfriend, you expect a couple of things from this person. That's just been, so you expect a couple of things from this person because she's your girlfriend, etc. But then you argue, and then next thing you divorce each other. I use divorce. You get divorced. Then she gets a new boyfriend. That new boyfriend calls her my girlfriend. Now you no longer call her that. So was she ever your girlfriend? Maybe for that little bit of period. But this is what we call illusion. Maya, that which is not. She's not a girl. She's the spirit soul in that physical body. Now, if you have to go relationship in this life, you must also find a way to identify it properly. If you have to go through a Zulu kingdom in this life, you must find a way to identify it properly. Yeah, be there. Don't offend people about their nationality, etc. Don't offend the people that you reckon that you are your own national, you are national with them, or you are sharing the same language. Don't offend them. But just like the honey, look for the essence of life.